aka Alan King, Chosen Few DJ Chicago on Ghost Cam 7, the legendary Ghost Cam 7.
Alan King, oh my God. Wayne Williams, welcome, man. Man, thank y'all so much, first of all, for your amazing legacy. Thank you for your presence coming to our humble town. We're just so excited. Where do we start? Alan, my God. Everybody don't know who you are. You guys are just wonderful, humble, been around from day one in this industry. People, this is literally, last name is King, but this is really, really, really house royalty. Alan King, tell us, when did you get started in this industry? There's so much history here.
I started DJing in 1977, which was a few years after this older guy right there. Started DJing in 77, obviously in the late 70s, early 80s.
Educate us though, you go too fast.
Okay.
What club did you start at? This is history here.
Oh, I mean, at that point in time, in 77, I mean, we were just doing, house parties. I mean, in people's houses, not called house parties. And then high school parties and so forth. And then they ended up playing a lot of legendary spots in Chicago, the Loft, First Impressions, Sours, places like that. And Wayne will tell you about his forming the Chosen Few. And, I joined the Chosen Few, I think, in 1980.
Wow.
So obviously we've been doing this a little while, and we have this very little picnic thing going on.
I'm still about. I got a chance to come years ago when Jordan performed and Barbara Tucker had a ball.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's the numbers then? Like 50,000, 60,000? What's going on up there?
We stopped counting a long time ago.
This man next, Wayne Williams, my God. This man snuck in, rumor has it, the gay clubs took that sound and made it mainstream. You heard of R. Kelly, Fantasia, this man's behind everybody. And just wonderful and humble. What are you doing now? But let's start back from the beginning. How did you get involved in this music world?
Well, in my freshman year in high school, I had a classmate, older classmate named Craig Thompson, who gave a party at this club called the Den 1. It was on the north side of Chicago in a gay club. At that time, I didn't know it was a gay club.
Right.
I was just going to my classmate's party. And when I went inside, I heard the music, disco music, and I loved it. I fell in love on the spot. And I went up to the DJ, because at that time I was DJing, but I wasn't mixing two records together. I was playing one record after another, right? And I was playing mostly funk and R&B, James Brown and stuff like that. And I went up to the DJ, I asked him, how are you doing this? And he showed me both his turntables, mixer, and he, how he put it together. And the DJ's name, glad you asked. That DJ's name was Ron Hardy.
Whoa!
Yeah.
And what year are we talking?
And that was around 75, 1975.
Wow.
Yeah, late 75. And I think that, and then I asked him, I said, where can I hear more of this music? And he said, honey, you gotta go to the gay club to hear this music, right? And right then, I said, bing, it hit me. I'm like, why do you have to go to a gay club to hear it, right? And I said, I'm going to do something about that, right? But I went to the gay club to get to hear the music and get the music. I've never been homophobic or anything, And I got that music and I brought it back to my crowd on the south side, the kids who I was DJing for. I was DJing for a lot of Catholic high school, boys and girls, and my peers at the time, 15, 16, 17 years old, And so, now mind you, the first time I played this disco music, I cleared some dance floors, okay? Please believe it. But, because they weren't used to it. But I kept on, and I was very persistent. But once it caught on, it was like wildfire.
Oh my God.
Because it was, soulful disco, and that music, the Bohannons and the My Love Is Freeze and the Sylvesters, it's very infectious.
Yes.
The Tramps and Down to Love Town, the originals, and Brother's Gonna Work It Out, and songs like that, so Dash and Shake That Tambourine.
Oh,
Funky tambourine. So, songs like that, so, from that point on, I became real popular real quick. And so I said, man, I just can't, it was too much demand for the parties. So I said, I got to get some help, right? Because I had more parties coming in than I could do. And I was the only one playing it on the south side at that time.
Wow.
And so,
and what year was that again?
From the Chosen Few. That was around 76.
Wow.
And 77 is the year I formed the Chosen Few.
Wow.
And from that point on, you know, the first DJ, my stepbrother Jesse Saunders.
Yeah, okay, yes.
And then from there, I got Tony Hatchett.
Oh my God.
And then, now, mind you, I was the only one with the records because,
or so you thought.
Well, no, I was the only one with the crate of records.
This is classic, yeah.
I was the only one with the crate of records, and Tony and Jesse would play out of my crate, right? And but I was tired of them playing out of my crate because they would lose my records or go with their friends and they would steal my record, you know. And so I got tired of that shit, right? So what I did was I you know, and I would always go to parties. I'd go to everybody's house party, whatever, you know. And I heard I went to Lab, which is a high school, popular high school, and this guy was DJing, and I heard him playing with his own records. I was like, he's got to be in the Chosen Few, because I'm tired of taking all my records, and so and he knew how to play, so I was like, he's got to be in the Chosen Few, and you can tell him he had heard about us, of course, you know.
Sure. I mean, Wayne and Jesse were real popular DJs at the time. I was starting for a while. You know, we were doing different things, and then just kind of came together. And, you know.
One thing I always love about you is your humility, your gratefulness, and graciousness over the years. You just, I mean, you work. I mean, like your protégés are R. Kelly people. R. Kelly. This is one of the people behind that production. You and Steve, and him with Oprah Winfrey. It's just crazy, y'all. I mean, around the world because of this music. I've traveled around the world. Thank you, Barbara Tucker, by the way. Oh my God. You know, my God, this is crazy. This is wonderful.
You know, I'm very spiritual, you know. It starts with God first for me, and God is love. And so it's about love. And if you love people, it's easy to talk about people and hate on people.
Right.
But try loving on people.
There you go.
You know, for anything, right? I mean, when people attack you, try loving on them instead of revenge.
Drop that wisdom,
and see what happens. It's amazing, that effect. It just shuts them down. It's the craziest shit, right? And once I realized that and found that tool, right? You know, through my Christianity, right? And I learned, I'm like, oh wow, this is better than, you know, hitting somebody back or fighting them back. I'm gonna kill them with love. And let me tell you something, there's nothing better than that. And then we're about positivity, we're about supporting other people, supporting our own people. You see what I'm saying?
I like what you said. From the beginning, you formed the collective. So many people have egos, but how unselfish, how loving. You saw that the market was bigger than you, and to form that collective. How's Celeste doing, by the way?
Oh, it's great.
I love Celeste.
But I'm glad you said that about, you know, DJs have egos. Coming in close. I am the greatest DJ in the world. Okay. But
except for the one to his left.
Right, exactly. But my ego, I don't have ego when it comes to music. Music's for the world. You see what I'm saying? And I think every DJ should have the confidence to think and hope to be the greatest DJ in the world. Because if they're not working and putting in that work to be that, then they will fall far short of the goal. And the goal is to please people. We're here to please the masses, to please the dancers, to please the people. That's who DJs are. That's what we do. And the only way to do that is to work very hard at your craft and be good at your craft. Not good, I'm sorry, be great at your craft and strive for greatness.
make some announcements?
Who's performing?
I don't think we can. I don't think we can.
Who's performing?
I don't know.
Tell some secrets.
Tell some secrets.
Tell at least two secrets.
And thank you for having Evelyn Champagne King. I'm her tax man. She's my baby. Love to you and Freddie.
Down. Evelyn got
You
down.
got the baby with the bongos. That's my girl.
So we got a lot of surprises. We'll give two away. Saturday, we're excited to have Monique Bingham, among other special guests.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, we are excited to have the legendary Mr. Roy Ayers,
Oh my God.
among some other guests.
I'm getting my plane ticket to Beasley. I get my plane ticket to Beasley. That's crazy. Wow.
Weekend in Chicago, nothing like it. Chosen Few Picnic.
Wow.
Chosen Few Picnic, Chosen Few Weekend, aka the Love Fest. Let's go.